An outro in music is something that will lead out of the entire song. So slowly take you down back to earth after listening to all that heavenly music. But let's say in pop music, it changed drastically through the years. So as I remember from my childhood, many of the pop songs of that time actually ended up with the chorus being repeated over and over, and just having that chorus go into a fade out. So we just repeat the chorus over and over and have a long fade out over it as the song gets quieter and quieter, quieter. That's how the songs ended. I really haven't heard that many songs today, if I heard even one, that has that kind of an ending, where you actually have a chorus that repeats over and over and you have a fade out, slow fade out. So volume, attenuation, and it goes into zero. So today's songs actually have a really, punchy ends of ending up with a word or ending up in a riff or in a drum roll or whatnot, but they usually don't end up in a slow fade out as songs used to do, let's say in the 80s. Now, ending a song like that, having a chorus that repeats itself and you just add that slow fade out, an outro in electronic music, and for most of these songs, let's say the house and the techno songs, trance songs, usually the outro for all of those is just the drums. Just like in the beginning, we had those drums without too many elements that, would reveal the pitch of the song, the root note of the song. Well, the same rule also applies for the ending. But in the ending, we do have that note. So in techno music, it's mostly going to be just drums, no bass, nothing. So also less of the elements that reveal the pitch. But it's also going to be quite a free of any theme or melody, kind of a drum pattern that's going to make it easier for the DJ to mixing the next song, which presumably also has that kind of a pattern in its beginning. So just the drums without too many elements that reveal the root note of the song. Lately, all of these songs you can be analyzed by automated tools. You have a lot of those software tools that you can place your songs in. They would analyze the song's root note and the actual root scale, and then you could mix the songs that have the same root scale together, and then you have less discrepancy or less disharmony when mixing two songs that actually have some elements that reveal the root scale in its beginning and the ending. And that's what DJs are doing today. But mostly in all of the electronic music genres, you have pieces of the songs at the beginning and in the ending that makes the songs easier to mix, especially for the genres of music that are meant to be mixed for longer periods of time, like techno, house music. None of those mixes last for exactly like 2 or 3 beats and you just crossfade from one song to the other. Usually those songs are mixed over a minute so that the transition from one song into the next one is slower. This is why we have those kinds of intros and those kinds of outros, so that this would be possible without too much hassle. Having that said, if you do that, if your song is good, and if it's easy to play, more DJs will play your song, and more people will hear it, meaning that you get more listeners, you get more popular. So in that sense, that's a kind of a rule that you would want to follow and you would want to respect, because it serves you as well as it serves others who play your music. And in the end, if you produce any kind of electronic music like that, and you will mix it yourself, so you will be, DJing with your own songs, well, you would want them to be easy to mix and DJ as well. So an outro is something to release you from the feeling of the song. And sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes an outro is just, the song stops and that's it. So some songs don't really have an outro. Also in that outro, you're signaling to people that the song is going to end. So somehow, you're signaling also the DJ that the song is about to end and they should be mixing it. Although a good DJ is always going to keep track of where the song is, respectively in its timeline. But it's also going to give kind of a key to the listener that the song is nearing its end. Generally, you're not introducing anything new in the outro. Everything you have in the song is just slowly going to, fade out. So to conclude that, the outro is a part of the song that actually Is it meant to finish and end your song in a meaningful way? Also, as I've said, to give the listener that cue that the song is about to end, so they actually feel, that ending coming on.